Good morning. I hope you got to your emails early this morning for this, what I'm calling a historic trifecta for the Diocese of Brownsville. Just the logistics before we get started. This is a very historic and wonderful day, and I'm going to introduce, of course, our lead shepherd of the diocese, Bishop Flores. But just so you'll know, there will be some opportunities for questions for the media afterwards. However, we're going to try to end this by 10:45 so that they can proceed to Brownsville, where they will be celebrating Mass together at the cathedral today at noon. So we are also on a tight schedule. But without further ado, I think I will pass the mic over to Bishop Flores to proceed with this historic announcement.
Good morning, everyone. Es un día de mucha alegría, una bendición muy grande para la Diocese of Brownsville, la iglesia aquí en el Valle del Rio Grande. It is with great gratitude to the Most Holy Trinity and to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and with profound and personal thanks to our Holy Father Pope Francis, that I share with you the joy of the news of the appointment of Father Mario Alberto Avilés of the community of the Oratory as Auxiliary Bishop of the Diocese of Brownsville. The Holy Father Pope Francis has once again manifested his pastoral care and great affection for the people of the Rio Grande Valley. I am grateful also that Bishop-elect Avilés has accepted this appointment in a spirit of faith and great generosity. Because he has accepted, we have all received a great blessing today, the blessing of his humility, pastoral experience, and most of all, the blessing of his love for God and for his church. Our auxiliary bishop is ordained to assist the diocesan bishop in the pastoral governance and sanctification of the diocese. He will bring his great gifts and place them at the service of all the people of the Rio Grande Valley. The bishop-elect was born in Mexico City and has lived in the Rio Grande Valley since beginning his formation in the Oratory of St. Philip Neri in Far in 1988. He's an educator, a pastor, and has been General Procurator for the Confederation of the Oratory for almost 6 years, requiring him to travel from Hidalgo to Rome, Italy, very frequently. I wish to acknowledge gratefully the presence and work of the Oratory in the diocese, in a particular way to thank Father Leo Daniels, local superior, for his persevering service to the people of the Rio Grande Valley. I can only imagine the joy of the community today, and especially of Father Leo. I note with particular satisfaction that Bishop Avilés has been the pastor of Sacred Heart Church in Hidalgo, Texas, for the last 14 years, and has guided that gentle and faithful community with zeal and with great humility. The parish is currently in the midst of building a new and much-needed larger church, and I look forward to the day when both Bishop Avilés and I, together with Bishop Peña, can together go dedicate that new place of worship in Hidalgo, Texas. In the challenge of building a new church, and in so many other ways, Bishop Avilés has witnessed firsthand the growth, the opportunities, and the challenges we face in the Rio Grande Valley and along the border. I look forward to the counsel and support of the bishop as, together with the faithful people of God in the Rio Grande Valley, with the priests, religious, and deacons of the church, we work to meet the grace of the days to come. Quisiera dirigir algunas palabras en particular a los parroquianos de la parroquia Sagrado Corazón por haber apoyado al nuevo obispo en su ministerio pastoral durante sus casi 14 años entre ustedes como párroco. Es un orgullo para la diócesis y para la iglesia en los Estados Unidos que por la providencia de Dios ustedes han participado en la formación pastoral de un nuevo obispo, sucesor de los apóstoles. Como siempre he dicho, Dios mueve la historia a través de los humildes nunca se olvida de los pobres. El padre Mario pronto tendrá nuevas responsabilidades y ustedes lo van a echar mucho de menos. Pero acuérdense de que no irá muy lejos y siempre tendrá un espacio especial en su corazón por lo que han compartido juntos como parroquia. Y yo como obispo encomiendo a sus poderosas oraciones el ministerio del nuevo obispo. Before I invite Bishop-elect Avilés to the microphone, I would like to give him two gifts. As of today, he is addressed in the church as either bishop or bishop-elect, and he is to wear the pectoral cross as a sign of his appointment. The cross I will give him was a gift to me from Cardinal Maida in the Archdiocese of Detroit when I was made auxiliary bishop there. It is a cross that was minted for the occasion of St. John Paul II's visit to the Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe in 1999, where the Holy Father at that time promulgated his document, Ecclesia in America. The cross, therefore, for me, is a sign of the profound communion and unity of the Church across the Americas and our love and communion with the Holy Father in Rome. El solideo es un regalo del obispo de Matamoros, Monseñor Lira, que quería compartir con nosotros la alegría de este día. Bishop Lira, the Bishop of Matamoros, our neighbor, offers his gift of the solideo, the zucchetto, the skull cap, which also, as an appointed bishop, he now wears. It is a sign of his office, for the Holy Father has decided, and so it is done.
Well, as you probably know, it's been a lot of different emotions and excitement, and it's difficult to describe the experience of these last days since the Apostolic Nuncio for the United States told me a week ago on Sunday, the 26th Feast of Christ the King, and I was in South Africa. Doing some work for the oratory when the nuncio calls and he said, "Father, I have some news that are going to change your life." And I said, I didn't say anything. I was just mute, and then he said, "But for good, Father, for good." So he gave me the news, and I still have the whole week ahead of me because I was coming back home on Thursday. So I had time to think about it, to pray about it by myself, and to reflect and get nervous and experience all kind of feelings. Then I came back, and on Friday I had a meeting with Bishop Flores. I called him that Sunday. I was only allowed to talk to him. And then on Friday we talked, and that helped me to feel more comfortable and to just start to think the news. And but from the beginning, I said, "Lord, if you call me for this, you know what you're doing, and that will be done." So I am grateful to the Holy Father, Pope Francis, for his solicitous care for the diocese in naming me an auxiliary bishop for this beloved Diocese of Brownsville, the place I have called home since my arrival at the Oratorian in 1988. By naming me Auxiliary Bishop of the Diocese of Brownsville, the Holy Father once again shows his closeness to the peripheries that are so close to his heart. I would also like to thank Archbishop Christophe Pierre, Apostolic Nuncio to the United States, who informed me of the Pope's appointment, as I said a week ago. And he has helped me through this process in this past week. I am also grateful to Bishop Flores, as he has always been supportive of me as pastor. Bishop Flores has been especially close to me in these days, frankly, days full of trepidation for me. Thank you, Bishop, for your willingness to take me under your wing and teach me how to be a good shepherd. A good shepherd with a smell of sheep, like Francis always mentioned. To my brother priests, both diocesan and religious of this diocese, for the religious men and women, I ask for your prayers, for your support, so we can continue working together for the people of the Rio Grande Valley. It's just a little change in name and office, but we're going to continue working together. And I ask you, brothers and sisters, religious, and priests, to help me with your prayers and your support. I have to also mention my family. Necesito mencionar a mi familia que seguramente están viendo la transmisión en línea. Mis padres están en México y este año celebraron 62 años de matrimonio, y gracias a ellos es que estoy aquí, porque ellos me dieron la fe, la vida primero, después la vida en la fe, y acá estoy por sus oraciones, por su apoyo y por estar siempre conmigo. A mis hermanos del oratorio de FAR también, muchas gracias, porque llegué a la comunidad como un adolescente y tuvieron que poner con muchas cosas conmigo, ¿no? Como joven, como adolescente, pero ahí estuvieron, unos por más tiempo, el Padre Leo por casi todo este tiempo, ¿verdad? El Padre José, Padre Juan, Sebastián, recién llegado, pero mi comunidad querida. Una de las cosas que le doy gracias a Dios y al Santo Padre es que me dejó aquí en casa, ¿verdad? No podré estar más en la comunidad viviendo con ellos por el oficio que ahora desempeño como obispo de la iglesia, pero estoy en casa y podremos vernos y podremos seguir rezando unos por otros. Gracias a todos los laicos de mi parroquia, los fieles de Sagrado Corazón de Jesús que siempre han estado ahí conmigo. Soy el sacerdote que soy en parte ahora por ustedes. Hemos pasado cosas muy buenas y también sufrimientos y también batallas y todo, pero hemos crecido juntos como comunidad y tengo muchísimo que agradecerles. Esta tarde, primero Dios, tendré un encuentro ahí en la parroquia con todas las personas del Sagrado Corazón. Gracias a ustedes presentes aquí por mostrar su apoyo, las muchas llamadas que he recibido de sacerdotes de la diócesis desde temprano, felicitándome, asegurándome su oración. Esto me ha ayudado a quitarme un poco los nervios y el miedo que sentía. Gracias a los empleados de la diócesis también, diocesan staff that are present. Thank you. And I'm going to have to learn your names because I don't know many of your names, but I will. That will be one of my tasks. Please pray for me and pray for the ministry, especially pray for our diocese. And I ask Our Lady of San Juan del Valle to protect us, to keep us moving forward. And also Our Lady of Fatima, I have a special devotion to her, and they were kind enough, the people that prepared this conference, to put her here to preside this morning. Muchísimas gracias, Dios les bendiga a todos.
As I said, time is limited, and so again, if we could just have one more round of applause for these very historic And if you're wondering why we're calling it a historical trifecta, has somebody guessed? One, this is the first auxiliary bishop for the Diocese of Brownsville in its 52-year history. Two, this is the first priest serving in our diocese at the time to be elevated to a bishop. And three, in February, when he is formally ordained a bishop, it will be the first bishop ordination to take place in our diocese. So if any members of the media have any questions, right now is the time to do it, because from here, in a few minutes, they will be heading to Brownsville. José Luis?
Pues, modo ya me dijo que yo. Ya una pregunta porque veo y me da mucho gusto que no solo los obispos, sino los sacerdotes de la diócesis se manejan muy bien en inglés y muy bien en español. ¿Cómo es posible que logren toda esa formación? Porque no es algo que sea fácil. Hay mucha gente que quiere dirigirse a la comunidad en inglés, vasco, en español, pero ustedes lo pueden hacer
distintivamente. Bueno, la pregunta, bueno, por muchos años han estudiado ambos idiomas, pero también pienso que tiene que ver con la cultura de la frontera, ¿no? Porque muchos de nosotros aprendimos el idioma en español en la casa, porque así se hablaban de las cosas de la familia, las cosas de Dios. Y en el foro más público, pues aprendimos también, con la gracia de Dios, también inglés. Y es una bendición, y siempre he dicho, especialmente a los jóvenes que viven aquí en el Valle, que es una bendición aprender en sus casas ambos idiomas. Es una riqueza. Y eso es un regalo que se ofrece en la vida de un sacerdote a todo el pueblo. And so, in a lot of ways, it has to do with the fact that we as priests, we study a lot, and we have to study, languages and things, and you have to try to learn the language that will most help your community. Bishop Avilés also speaks Italian, much better than I do. I lived in Rome for a little while, but I have forgotten most of it. Vemos si podemos practicar de vez en cuando, but because he has had work in Rome and he studied Rome. In any case, but one of the great gifts of having family life in the border is that you often learn as a young child, your first language is oftentimes Spanish, because that's the language of the grandparents and the parents. And really the most fundamental and most tender things about God and about family are things you hear and you learn in Spanish. But we also, growing up on the border, learn English, take great pride in being able to manejar el idioma, to work it, and to be expressive in it. So it's a blessing, as I often say to the young people here in the diocese. It is a great blessing to be bicultural and bilingual. It's a gift. Es una gracia. It's a gift, and if you receive it, appreciate it, and it's something that can help you to really touch a lot of people. So agradezco mucho, ¿no? la oportunidad de compartir este ministerio en la riqueza de la cultura aquí en el Valle con el Monseñor Avilés.
Well, the role of the auxiliary bishop, as the name said, is to be work by the side of the bishop. This is very important for everybody to know that this is not a split of the work, or now we have two bishops. We have one bishop, the Bishop of Brownsville, and I will collaborate with him. I have to learn a lot about the office. It's something new, but I'm sure with the help of Bishop it's possible. We have already talked a little bit of what are the plans, because we need to start working right away. We were planning this press conference and everything, but also we talk about what is it that we're going to start doing, because we need to start, putting ourselves to work.
Sobre eso. Yes, I would just like to make one comment. Bishop and I will be talking about some of the different ways. I don't want people to think, well, now the bishop just has half the work, because the idea of an auxiliary bishop in this diocese is that we're going to do double what we were able to before. Bishop in the local church is very important. And I want to especially appreciate the fact that the bishop is a successor to the apostle. Beyond his personality, beyond his particularity, it's a gift to the church. So what I share with the bishop is the great joy that I have visiting the parishes and the communities and just animando al pueblo, que para mí es lo principal en el ministerio, animar al pueblo. And so we will try to find ways to extend. There are lots of things. There's so much good that can happen here in the Rio Grande Valley. The church can be a catalyst for that. And I'm very grateful that now we'll be able to kind of I would say, kick it up a notch, so to speak, in terms of the kinds of extension, because the bishop animates the work of everyone. That's the idea. It's not that we do it, but you know, to confirm the faith of the brethren, the brothers and the sisters, is the work of the bishop, and Bishop and I will be able to go to encourage the people of God to take up their mission throughout the valley. We have so many challenges, but so many graces. So I look forward to that. We'll have many conversations about all the different things that we will be doing, no? Okay.
Para Líderes de María Radio, ¿cuál sería la prioridad, señor obispo? Avilés, ¿cuál es su prioridad?
Pues es difícil hablar de una prioridad, porque la realidad de nuestra diócesis en nuestro valle es muy amplia. Pero como decía el señor obispo, creo que lo principal es estar con la gente, escuchar lo que la gente necesita para poder entonces ayudar desde la iglesia en las diferentes áreas. Sería muy difícil poder decir esta es una prioridad, porque descuidaríamos a muchas otras que también son importantes, pero hay que estar con la gente, hay que escuchar. Hay que oír también a los otros pastores, nuestros hermanos, los párrocos de las diferentes parroquias, y así poder llegar a identificar como nuestro plan de acción para las muchas necesidades y prioridades de nuestra diócesis.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Bishop Avilés. Like most of us that grew up in the valley, get to know our little neck of the woods, so you're probably very familiar with Far and Hidalgo. So what are your thoughts on getting to know the rest of the valley?
Well, that's really exciting. I have visited some parts of the valley, but of course our valley is so big, and you normally, if you move in your area, you know, and so I'm really excited to get to know the communities, the different communities in the valley, and little by little I will be knowing and visiting the different parishes in all the areas, so I can get to know better our valley and our diocese.
Alfredo? Anybody else?
From the folks who are here gathered, ¿una pregunta? Are we good?
Everyone's shut.
I am so relieved. I am so relieved. And let the word go forth to the pastors that one of the reasons I haven't sent you your confirmation schedules yet is because I thought, well, maybe if the Holy Father will. But one of the things we will be discussing is how we will share the responsibilities, the joy really of confirming the parishes. We want, in a special way, to thank everyone for your cooperation and your help. And I wish to acknowledge, as I mentioned earlier, the presence of Father Leo, but I also wish to thank Bishop Peña for his work, who has helped me and continues to help me in so many ways. So Bishop Peña, please, if you could stand so that we can thank you for your work and for your continued support. We are looking at el día 22, ¿no? The Feast of the Chair of Peter, the 22nd of February gives us a nice little time there to prepare it. And we will be kind of quickly working on the details of that, but it certainly will be a blessing for the Feast of the Charity Being the 22nd of February, which I think is most important, which is a Thursday. Okay.
We have a few minutes for pictures, and it would be nice if Bishop Peña could join us up here to take a picture up here in the center. And if you're wondering why they're changing mics, is that we're live streaming it, so one of the mics is for the live stream. So we're still working on the technology of it, but again, thank you all so much for coming. We are still live. And for members of the media, we do have priests from the Oratory community here, if you would like to get a few comments from them, and Father Leo Daniels, definitely somebody you want to talk to. Yes, another trifecta here. Thank you all so much for coming today. This gives them perfect timing to be